Howdy, welcome back everyone. It's great to have you back. Today's little adventure, we're going to install some Sirocco fans. Looks pretty easy, shouldn't take us too long. See what happens. What we'll do, we'll go through the box, we'll have a look and see what's in here, we'll see what you get with it, and then just what we're going to need to use. These ones here we're going to put in the kids' beds, and I already know that there's a cavity behind the door, the fridge and the bed that I can run straight down and get power in behind the fridge, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Alright, have a look what's in it. So we picked these ones up from our local BCF store. We've got the white ones, obviously, because everything else in here is pretty much white. So just in the box, you got the fan. With a box of goodies. So in here, this is the backing plate that's going to sit on the wall, and just sits in here. It's going to sit flush on the wall like that. Doesn't look too hard. It looks like it's I'm no genius, and it looks like it's pretty easy. This is our cable that runs from the fan. It's pretty easy. It's got two little rings that go on the bottom here. So they're going to go on the bottom, positive, negative. And then this one's going to run down the cavity. As you can see, it's probably only half a metre long. We probably needed about 2 metres. So that's why I bought the other bit. But we'll get going, eh? So I think this is all we're going to need. Got a little portable solder just to join the wires. I've got some heat shrink, just a little socket just for the nuts. 7mm. Who does a 7mm nut on there? Got my drill, got some screws, and just some wire stripping. Okay, this is the top bunk. So just in behind this wall, so we've got the fridge. We've got the fridge that sits in here, but in the side here, there's a cavity of probably about 20 centimeters, I reckon, from this wall in, where we can run the cables straight down into the fridge area and get power in behind the fridge, and then we'll do the same on here. We'll run them down to the bottom, we'll join them, and then we'll pull them into power, and then hopefully it works. Okay, got our base plate. Got our fan. One thing I find amazing is that we've got 2 primary school age kids, 11 and 9, and we can never find a lead pencil. I got green today. It's the only one I could find. It's ridiculous. But anyway, it'll do. So, these ones, I'll probably set it this way, I think. And then it's got a little lock on it. So once we get it into place, this part moves, and then this part moves. So I'm thinking if we have it here out of the way, they're not going to hit their head getting up. There's still a fair bit of space there, so when Evie gets up on the top bunk, she's not going to hit her head, hopefully. Alright, so we'll just mark that. Put a little in the bottom. Oh, it's green. Alrighty, so that's pretty easy. So that's pretty much where we want to put it. It's got 2 little holes here where the wires are going to come through, which is weird. You'd think they'd have one big one. So just come outside. This is the top vent for the fridge, which is what I was talking about. So you can see in here, that's the vent that's inside the bedroom, or inside the bunk. So it sort of finishes about here. Now we've got this cavity here, so I'm going to run these out and then straight down, if you can see in there, down to the fridge. I said 20 centimeters. That's pretty close. That's not too bad. So we should have plenty of room in there to get that through. So we're just outside. It shows you we had about that 20 centimeter gap. So just have a quick look here. So 20 centimetres is about there. And we're going to put ours about here. So we should be right in the middle. Alright, maybe with that, I'll grab the drill. This is the scary part. I don't like drilling into things that cost me bucket loads of money. But we should be right. We've measured it, we should be right. Let's hope and pray. Woo! We didn't hit anything. Tell you what, the old heart rate goes up a little bit. Yeah. That's good. So, we'll run those through there. And see how we go. Alright, so I've got my hole in there ready to go. So I'm just going to measure that. And say that's 140 mil. 140 mil by 111. So that way the wife doesn't get cranky that they're not the same. So 140 mil by 111. Let me just write that down. Last thing I want is complaints. So this comes with double-sided tape. I'm not going to use it. What I am going to use is a little bit of silicone. Just because if we're going to go over corrugations and stuff later in the trip, we plan on going up north. How cool is it that Bunnings sell 150 gram ones? How many times do you use a little bit of silicone and then you got to throw it out because it goes all hard in the end? So I found these little ones. I've got a few little things I've got to do where I did the second battery and everything. Some of the screws underneath I've got a silicone, so I think this is going to come in handy. We're not going to waste too much. So I'm just going to put. So exciting. Nope. Just put a little bit on that. Don't forget to undo it, otherwise it dribbles out everywhere. Right. So this thing, it doesn't matter which way it goes up or down. So it's all the same. So it's been joined and soldered and got some heat shrink on it. So I'm just going to run these through here. What an idiot. Other way. Let's go through this one. Alright. Pull that through there. And then we'll run this end out. Alright. Everyone happy? Yeah, I'm happy. Alrighty. So that looks pretty straight. I forgot to put the screws in the back. Alright. These little screws, nuts, sorry, have to go in here. What that does, when you put the fan on the bracket, you have two little screws that actually fix the fan to the bracket, and they screw into those. So don't forget those when you're doing it, because they're pretty darn important. And then we'll just screw those in. Got 7mm. Nice and tight. You'll see on these, it's got the grooves in a long bit. It's also got an arrow that points down, so it's obviously got to go that way because you push them in and then it sits down on it. And then, as I said before, those little screws, you screw through here and then into those little brass nuts. And that is how simple it is. This just moves around, up, down. So we just put it over. Get these other two little screws in here. And that stops it sliding off. And it's really that simple. Alright, install is done. We'll just go so you can sit there. And this part here just locks it, stops it from moving, stops it banging around. So we've come through, right in the middle. And just run it down. We might move that because I couldn't see that. It looks like it's running beside the fridge. Gotta move it. It's like my habit. It actually wasn't. It was just cord at the top part. So there's our cord. Just bring that down. I'm going to plug it into here, so the 12 volt DC house, and then the other one is the vehicle, so we want to plug it into the house one so that way it uses the batteries and not when the car's on. So I'm in the bottom bunk at the moment, so I've drilled the hole, it's ready to go, but I found that when I pushed it through, because it's halfway down, it's getting stuck on the fridge. So what I've done, I've just taped a drill bit just to the end, so I'm hoping that when I push it through, the weight on it pushes it down. Let's see if this works. The hole's not. And what do you know? There it is. Worked. Genius. There it is. There's white wires there. Coming in. All right. For the final test. It's all hooked up outside. So we've got 3 speeds and then we've got a timer at the top, so you can go 3, 6, 9 and 12. I'm assuming they're hours. I haven't read the book. I'm a guy, I don't have to. Let's turn it on. Oh, look at that. Second. And third. And I did the bottom one. Nice. Even if you touch them, they're not going to take your fingers off. They go up and down, turn around, move. Kids should be happy with that. Awesome. If you got this far, guys, thanks for watching.